Hello, my name is Emilia Siwingwa. It is a real honor and privilege to be counted as one of the top 50 women in management in Tanzania. I am honored because I am not your conventional manager. Although I have held several senior level positions in my career, I still view myself as having a long way to go. What do I mean by that? So I'm an advocate of the High Court of Tanzania. I'm a registered arbitrator with the Tanzania Institute of Arbitrators, and I'm also founder and executive director of the African Hub for Accountability and Development Initiatives, or AHADI, as well as chairperson of Electronic Mobile and Information Company Limited. But I don't believe that that defines who I am and where it is that I want to go in my career and leadership trajectory. And so this is my story. I draw inspiration first and foremost from the Bible because I'm a Christian. And I love the scripture passage, Philippians 4 verse 13, that says, I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. Why is that? We're faced with so much adversity, challenges, barriers, resistance, rejections as we move through life. That is a reality. And so if we don't have a coping mechanism as people, let alone as managers, let alone as leaders, we're not able or capable of moving from one place to the next. That is a reality. So everyone has to find a way through which they can be motivated and inspired. And so I try to do that by starting my day, by opening the Bible, getting some wisdom, drawing from guidance, and then being able to find ways to focus and move forward. For me, being a woman puts you at a disadvantage. What do I mean by that? I truly believe that there is an opportunity imbalance for women in the workplace with regards to entry, with regards to income, with regards to respect, with regards to vertical ascension, and with regards to being able to push through as a visionary, arriving at the goals that you've set with your team or by yourself, because you're always going to encounter so many challenges. So for me, those are barriers that women face, generally being a woman. So coming from a place where you have a way in which you can be motivated on a daily basis, for me is truly important. It's a survival and a coping mechanism. But I also draw inspiration from my family who also, as human beings, people who are close to me, people who are my support system, who I have seen go from also adversity or from a place of challenge to overcoming adversity or arriving at a place of success. And so I can look to them for support when it's required. I can look to them if I need to draw additional inspiration to get from one place to the other. Lastly, I also draw inspiration from other women with whom I interact, women who I don't know, but for one reason or another, I get to interact with in different ways, either digitally, either from an entertainment perspective, or from reading a book or a newspaper. And this is every woman. And I appreciate people like Nike Moshi, who has set up this initiative with the single purpose to inspire the younger generation to be able to aspire to achieve what the top 50 women in Tanzania are achieving, and even other women who are achieving great things in the world. And so I really must commend her for this effort because, one, I don't think Tanzanians celebrate each other nearly as much as I think that they should. Now, with regards to other barriers, I believe that a barrier is what you either make it or I believe that a barrier is what you allow it to be. And the reason I say that is if you go through life with a mechanism or a tool or a means through which you're able to keep pushing through no matter what comes your way, I think it's key in being able to overcome and to get to and arrive at different places and in different stages in your life. I think that's really important. And so beyond being a woman and the general opportunity imbalance, I've arrived at a place where I think that barriers are what you make them. If you can actually enter into a situation that is somber or depressive, it only remains somber and depressive if you allow it to be somber and depressive. So if I go into a situation with joy, even if it's somber and depressive, I am confident that I can maintain my joy, that's what I do as I press through. So yes, there's a disadvantage to being a woman, but there are ways in which we're able to overcome them. And I've been able to do that from time to time, from drawing from all of these different places of inspiration. So I've talked about challenges and I've talked about barriers. So what would I advise somebody who is graduating or is trying to pick a subject to study at university or is trying to pick their track for high school studies or is a young professional? What would my advice be? My advice, first of all, would be that failure is a natural progression of success. If you aren't failing, you're not learning. And this doesn't mean that you have to fail with regards to losing everything or fail with regards to not achieving your achievements. No, failure comes in different shapes and sizes and in different forms. And I think it's important for you to realize that failure is normal. Failure is normal. And if you don't fail, you won't know what success or what a win looks like. So I think, first and foremost, learn how to accept failure as a stepping stone to success. Secondly, I think it's important for the younger generation to appreciate that it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort to be able to arrive at a place where you believe that you are starting to achieve success. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not get rich quick. It's not I go to bed tonight, I make a wish and I wake up tomorrow and riches are in my hands or success is in my hands or whatever it is that you aspire to do. Personally, I aspire to be a change agent. And so I know that being a change agent means that it's going to take time. And that is why, going back to the beginning, I said, I don't believe that I've yet arrived. I'm glad to be accoladed, I'm glad to be recognized, but I know it's going to take time. And I know that it's going to take many years still. So secondly, recognize that it takes time and effort. Thirdly, I strongly recommend that you have a strong support system. Whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, you are going to face a challenge, you're going to face some kind of rejection, you are going to face some kind of adversity, irrespective of your social standing, your economic standing, or your education. You're going to face some kind of adversity. And when you do that, how will you be able to overcome? That's the important thing. How will you overcome? Not how will you react to the situation, no. If you need to cry, if you do go into a depression, but how will you overcome? A support system, I believe, is important. First, to deal with the adversities that I'm speaking about right now, but also secondly, as you become more successful, some of us allow it to go to our heads. Our heads swell, we get an ego, and we think we've arrived and I'm somebody. But you need people who can ground you. I remember Michelle Obama, I think, made a statement around the fact that her mother doesn't view her as a celebrity, although the rest of the world has now started to view her as a celebrity after she's left the White House, and perhaps even when she was in the White House. But you need people like that, people to remind you that, you know what, you're just a human being. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, we're all fallible, and we're all mortal. So I think that for me would be how I would want to advise people coming up. Failure is normal. You must work hard, because change is going to take time. And you need to really just ground yourself through, I think, an authentic and a genuine support system. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. I appreciate that I'm being accoladed. I congratulate all the other 49 women who are going to be celebrated this year. I wish you all well and success. And I hope that this initiative carries on for decades and decades, because I know that there are hundreds and thousands of women that also deserve recognition, that also want to be inspired and are also aspiring to arrive at another level. So congratulations to Nike and her team. Congratulations to all the other women. I wish you well. And please do touch base with me either through my LinkedIn account, Emilia Siwingwa. Just do a search to find me on LinkedIn. I love mentoring people. So for those of you who are figuring out what your career path is, those of you who maybe have arrived at a place of challenge and are wanting to figure out, well, how can I overcome this? For those of you who might be lawyers, those of you who, like me, have a passion for development and to be change agents within Africa's development vision, feel free to get in touch with me. Part of the reason I'm here is not only to inspire, but to also assist to be a catalyst for change for other people as well. So do reach out. Take care. God bless.
CV People Africa Initiative.